Alright, so this is what Jasmine looks like as of November 2nd. I don't know exactly when this video is going out, but I do know that we're going to SEMA, and I don't know how, I've never been to SEMA, so I don't know how busy it's going to be. There's an airplane. Anyways, when we started doing Jasmine 2.0, I made a little list, and I told you guys I was going to keep track of everything. I didn't really do that very well. First time around was different. We just got wish parts, and we just threw them on, and then like as they worked, we just kind of signed them on the list. But with this, there was a lot more buying parts, and then they didn't work, and then we buy another part, and then we buy another part, and then like if I were to write it down on the list, I would have to erase it like 6 times and it would just look terrible. So I didn't end up actually making a list, but I do have a nice little price list put together on my phone for you guys. And the way I'm working it is essentially like the first time we did a pricing, we did a bunch of like all the wish parts and everything that got the Civic to where it was when it was the big gray turd. That's all included in the price list. This is everything done since that video. If there's something I didn't mention or there's something that you guys want to know that isn't mentioned today, it's probably in the old video. That's probably why you guys didn't have it, so I'll link it down below. I'll put it at the end of this video so you guys can check it out. And then just final disclaimer for this is what it would cost you guys to build this car. Obviously, I'm gonna tell you the full retail price on everything. $800 for the car, and then whatever that's left over from the budget build that you would also want, but most of the stuff from the budget build's gone at this point. So the first thing we did was the rear disc swap. So we have disc brakes in the rear now. They're from an Integra. We used to have the drums, and we did the Integra disc swap. I got those for free from BC Honda Owners Group, and then for the rotors and pads and everything, they were like $100. Next thing we did was the steering wheel and the hub. So this is a DND setup. We have the suede steering wheel right now. I'm actually rocking the leather one out of the BRZ because I like to swap them back and forth. So that and the blue quick release was $270. We also put on coilovers. So we have Yonaka Coilovers. At this point, they've been mangled, but we'll get there. We have Yonaka coilovers on here, and those were $720. We got a new cluster. We got one with an actual tachometer in it, so we didn't have to have that stupid little tach sitting there. That was like $50 at the junkyard. And I guess it would make sense to kind of reference things also. So like the new cluster has gauge faces on it, the Need for Speed gauge faces. Those are $145 from Illum Aesthetic. But I just kind of went through the order of the videos to make this list, so if things kind of bounce around, I'm sorry. The biggest thing that we've done at Jasmine for phase 2 is that we had the full B18 swap done. So we yanked out the old motor. We painted the engine bay, which cost me about $85 just for supplies, just like paint, sandpaper, degreaser, all that kind of stuff. Then for the engine, it was, I'm feeling like I'm probably gonna forget a couple things. It's really hit or miss because some things I probably just picked up and they were so small I forgot to mention on the video, but generally this is what I have. So we picked up the B18 was $100. The turbo manifold was $150, transmission was $150. We got the axles for $75. We got the starter for $20. I got a used distributor for $60. I got a shift linkage for $50. I got ARP head studs. That way we could just push a little bit more boost in there for $200. And then we also got a gasket kit. I just replaced every gasket on the whole motor because it was a $100 motor. So rather be safe than sorry, I spent $200 on that. And I got a clutch. So the clutch for the new transmission was $120, and that's from Yonaka. The rest of the stuff is basically just parts from Hondas and Acuras. And then we put the turbo kit from the old engine on here. It actually bolted up like super weirdly good. Aside from a couple issues where I had to cut into the block and I had to cut a couple transmission fins off, and just because I think that was more along the lines of like I didn't really buy a great header system. I just got a cheap header because this motor is good and it's fun, but I don't want it to be here forever. This is kind of like an in-between motor. I would like to make this car just a ridiculously stupid, no reason fast 600 horsepower just beast. The wire tuck, I don't know how this even cost me money. I think because I bought obviously wire for the battery to extend the terminal all the way to the trunk, and a battery box, and probably just that in the battery box. I don't really know. A couple things. I recently purchased the battery box, but I included it in there. Wire tuck cost me $50. We got the strut bar. I painted that white with the little YouTube logo on that right after we moved into our new house. That was only $20. And then we got the air cups. So that's kind of what we're running right now. We have the Yonaka coilovers with the Stance Parts air cups. The air cup system was $1,300. So that's the compressor, the tank, and then all 4 corners and lines for the whole thing. And of course, to go with that, we put a wood trunk in there, which was $60. We needed a new rad and fan. I don't know how I made it this many videos since the engine swap before we realized that the rad and the fans weren't gonna work and we were overheating. But I made it like all the way, like we drove all the way to Calgary and back. I don't know how we made it, and the car didn't explode, but we did it. The rad and fan were $200. Those are from Yonaka. We also got motor mounts from them. They're solid steel motor mounts, and we have aluminum motor mounts in the mail right now, like on their way here. So you guys will be seeing that pretty soon, but they're just a direct swap out for these. That was $170 for the solid motor mounts. They make your entire interior want to fall off, but they feel good, they put down better power, and my motor will not try and jump out like it did when we were in Calgary. There's dents on my hood still from where it was knocking on the hood trying to get out. Next up, we did the rust repair again. This was kind of us getting rid of the budget rust repair that we did and trying to actually put a little bit more effort into fixing it properly, and I don't want to do it again. Cost $150 for like the metal and all that stuff. Of course, I had to get a welder to do it properly. That's kind of on its own thing, but with a welder and all that, supplies, the metal. Then we flocked the dash. The dash is flocked, it's super cool. Literally, Courtney was rubbing it today saying how much she likes it. That was only like $40. It's super cheap to do. Like it makes it look way nicer. If you guys have a cracked dash or anything and you guys want to like just repair over it and flock it, I would just recommend that. Then we got to doing the actual body kit stuff. So the wing that's on here right now, that is an Aim9GT wing. It came with the original body kit that I got, but I didn't really like how wide it was. I didn't really like the look of it, so I got rid of it and we got the second body kit. So just the body kit's not included in there. There's no body kit pricing. But the price of the wing itself, if you guys want to go buy one, Aim9GT sells this, and to get the wing stands and the wing and the end plates, everything you guys see there. Ooh, I forgot something. I forgot the cables that hold it all together. We spent about $60 on little eyelids and cables and cable cutters and all that to make it like super supported in the rear. That's just the way we went about it. You guys can do whatever you want, so I guess $60 extra to make it like super tight. The whole wing setup, the whole shablam we have going on back there is about $1,200 Canadian. It's solid, I love it. I think it's cool because it's like I'm the first one to have this style. So for me, it's one of one. No one else has one of those yet, so I have the only one. It looks cool. People absolutely hate it. A lot of people that don't know anything about cars, like at the gas stations, is like Starbucks, wherever I go, people always are like, what the hell is on your car? If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I think it's sick. Then we got the body kit. So this is a Duraflex body kit. I spent about $2,200 on this kit. Actually it says $2,280. So I spent about $2,300 on everything for this body kit is what it would cost. It looks good now that I got it to fit, but you guys remember I had to like cut the bumper and then fiberglass it shut, and half of the kit came cracked, and it wasn't a good time. It doesn't look perfect in person, but we got the clear lenses in the corners. These were free from a subscriber. I forget your name. I love you. Thank you for them. We got the hardware for the body kit. Bought the stuff on Amazon. It looks great. I like it. For what it is, it's good. It cost me 60 bucks. We also did the little black trim around all that. I ordered double the length. They're Bushwhacker fender flare trims from Amazon, I believe. It was like 40 bucks for the amount that I needed to fit on the car. Makes it pop. It makes it look like just a little bit nicer. Next, we got the gauges. So I have all the gauges you would want in here in this price. Remember, there's like an AFR gauge, which is the gauge and the sensor, and like all my gauges came with sensors. They came with this is like the full jam gauge kit. And again, this is another one of those things where you guys can use a coupon code that I have for you down in the description below, and you guys can save yourself some money. But for the kit that I got, it has 5 gauges. It was about $800. Then we dipped the car. The dip, I already had the gun and everything. I think the gun itself was like $200 extra the first purchase, but the dip for this the color yellow, was $620 just to get the yellow on the car. I love it. Then we did a couple like little stupid things that I'm gonna include here because just to make you guys realize that life does happen. So I had to spend $100 on a wheel bearing. I had to get a new wheel bearing. I had to get it pressed in there because I already spent like $100 on used knuckles with wheel bearings in them. They didn't work. So I should have just spent the $100 originally, so I'm just pricing you guys the $100. And I had to get a new axle because I blew one of the CV joints in one of my axles, so I just replaced the whole driver's side axle and wheel bearing, and everything on the driver's side just got replaced. And then to finish it off, to make Jasmine black and yellow like the hoodies, we got the wheels. So these Oddhon wheels, these are the AH01s, or AH01s, I don't know why I said like such a weirdo. The wheels are $800, and then we wrapped them in Toyo Tires. And you guys remember I told you these aren't like super track tires. These are tires I'm gonna run for now, and then hopefully I'm gonna be getting some nicer tires come spring or summer. These are the Extenza HP2s, I think. Tires are about $700 also. That's kind of it. That's where Jasmine sits right now. I know for a fact there's things like the seats and stuff that I left out, but I don't want to repeat videos going over everything again. We need a total. I didn't do a total. No, car aside, for the build, just for the build. All right, ready? 100. 270. I'm guessing we spent probably another $5 grand. 12,000? Did you enter that in properly? Are you sure? Can you come over here and let me use your phone? 100, 270, 720. Holy, we spent $12,460 on this big yellow sunshine? What the? All right, so what was the full number? $12,460 total, not even including the price of the car or any of the original Wish mods that are in there. You just have to finally add on the fact that this thing went to the dyno twice. I wasn't gonna include that because you guys can tune however you want. I totally forgot the price of the ECU. I included the turbo, but if you're gonna do the turbo, you need the ECU. You're out about, yo, this is bad. I realized I just scamped you guys again. So the ECU is about $900. I did the injectors, the fuel pump, all that stuff. It's about 15 grand. If you're gonna include everything that's in the motor, dude, I can't believe I forgot about that. If you're gonna include everything that's in the motor, like the injectors, the fuel pump, all that kind of jazz, you're probably closer to 15 for this, which is ridiculous. That's why I can't sell it. I've been trying to sell this. I've been thinking like I'm running out of space. Like this car's not doing anything for me anymore. I don't want it. But then like I look at it and I'm like, I love you. I don't want to sell you. Anyways, I hope that blows your mind because that just blew mine. I didn't realize what we did here. Yo, when people look at this thing now, I feel a bit better. I'm like, every time someone looks at it, I'm like, oh, don't judge my car. It is fast and it's fun. You can make a stupid fast car for that much money. Keep in mind, we did like body kit and a big wing and the air cups and all that kind of stuff, where if you put all that money into like a K-swap, this thing could be just narrow body and just ridiculously fast. I don't want anybody to get discouraged and think that they can't make a stupid fast car or that it's gonna be super expensive, because this is just the route that we went. We have very excessive body kits and stuff on here, and they're not even the most expensive ones, but like you could definitely make a dumb fast car, or you could not do anything motor wise. If you just want to do like the body kit stuff, you obviously are saving thousands, because thousands was just for the body kit. It's pretty much it. Like I said, there's still some stuff I want to do to this car. It's not done. I don't think it'll ever be done. I'm just waiting for phase 3 at this point. But I do want to keep driving it around like this, and I just kind of wanted to share with you guys what it takes to build a car like this. Did I have any idea that that's what it takes? No. I've been doing it, but like I try not to pay attention to that. Because to me, like, it's not really about, like, it's my job, so it's different. Like the way I afford things is different because it's like investing for me. I pay for parts, I make money. I pay for parts, put on the car, make videos, it kind of makes money. You know what I mean? I look at it different than the average person, but I still didn't know that we got that crazy with a stupid $800 Honda. I actually didn't even pay attention to how much I spent on this car. Like I just was like, I gotta keep going. Well, I'm babbling and this video's over, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Buy a sweater. Support me, please. I need the money. That's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out and stay committed.